Today I'm going to review a Vera clinic in Turkey, one of the most requested clinics on this channel, full stop. I get at least 10 requests a week asking me to review this clinic. I was baffled. I was like, why this clinic? And I contacted them. I gave them loads of questions and loads of queries just to get to the bottom of what's so special about this clinic and what do they exactly do. And basically, here is what I discovered in 3 weeks of research on this clinic. Let's go. Watching My Hair Implants, the best YouTube channel on all things hair transplant. My name is Jibril. What do you mean you still haven't subscribed? This is going to be a comprehensive review as usual on this channel. And here is some of the things we're going to cover, some of the things that you really care about, the surgeons and the team in this clinic and what their expertise is. We're going to cover the cost, how much is this going to cost. We're going to cover results, including women and Afro hair. And of course, we're going to look at some real life reviews for this clinic. But for those of you who've never heard of Vera Clinic, who are thinking of having hair transplants, especially in Turkey, this is basically what they do. This is a quick overview of the clinic. They do many types of procedures. They do dental work, they do hair transplants, and they do body transformation. Now, normally I don't personally like these kind of jack of all trades institutions, but the reason I'm okay with what Vera Clinic do is because they are specialists in the cosmetic side. So all they do is cosmetics. They do different kind of cosmetic procedures, but that's all they do, which in my eyes is a lot better than just doing random things all in the same place. Their main branch is in Istanbul, which is as you would expect, and they've been around for some time. They've been around since 2013, and you know what I say? If a company's been around for a long time, they must be doing something right. No bad company exists for a long time. So let's have a very quick run through their website. This is what you see when you come to their website. The usual buttons about the team, the procedures they do, a long list of procedures here. They do a lot of dental work, kind of from Hollywood smiles and all that stuff, but we're not really interested in that at the moment. They do other types of cosmetic work, non-surgical stuff. They have a blog and they have somewhere to contact them. And the website itself is very professional and very clean. There's an easy way to contact them here through the form. And this is something I didn't really know, that they were featured in all these publications, in the New York Post, Yahoo News, The Times, Metro. So really reputable outlets, which kind of surprised me. I didn't know about this. And here they have a neat summary of all the procedures that you would expect in terms of before the treatment, during the treatment, after the treatment, and there's kind of nice follow-up here. So I really hope that they kind of follow through with this. And this bit I found really interesting. So far, I don't know if this is in the last year or all the time they've been established, they've seen 23,000 patients, which is an enormous amount. And they have a list of, I think these are video testimonials from customers, from ex-customers. So the website is easily one of the top 2 best hair transplant websites I've seen anywhere, not just in Turkey, anywhere in terms of the quality. And we'll go in depth into the website and the different areas of the website a bit later on. Let's explore the hair transplant side for a minute. They have a big team, and I'm going to show you the team now. So you can see here, there's a page on their website where they clearly detail the team. Now, this is something you don't really find in many Turkish clinics. Some websites you go to and you have absolutely no idea who the surgeon is. Here is a different story. They make it clear, nice big pictures of the whole team. Notice some of these teams are not really to do with hair transplants because they do other stuff, but it's very clear at the bottom, like Dr. Vaini does hair transplants, and my contact in the clinic, in Vera Clinic, has told me who the kind of top 3 or top 2 hair transplant surgeons are, and this is something me and you will discuss if you choose to go through me. Vera Clinic do both men and women, which is unusual. Normally a lot of the clinics in Turkey mainly do men, and they also do Afro hair, and now we're going to have a look at both. So here, let's have a look at, they have a specific page for Afro hair, and they just take you through the procedure. And this is one of their kind of headline clients. He's also got YouTube videos that we're going to have a look at a bit later on. His results are outstanding from where he started. And this here is some really high quality information in terms of the depth and the quality of what they share with the client before the procedure. Let's quickly have a look at the page they have for women. So here's their page for women. It takes you through, again, the pros and cons and what's going to happen in your procedure and how to make the most of your hair transplants. I would, even if you don't go to this clinic, I really recommend you read this page because the information here is useful anywhere you go. My contact at Vera Clinic told me that they do mostly FUE and DHI. I don't think they have much experience with FUT, although I'll double check that. And they also do lots of kind of advanced stuff in terms of micro FUE. Micro FUE is basically using a motorized technique to do part of the hair transplants so that it's more accurate, it's less tiring for the team and better for the client as well. And also they use the sapphire blades, which are kind of almost becoming standard now across the hair transplant industry. And they also have this OxyQ therapy, which is I think it's an oxygen therapy that improves the outcome of the hair transplant. And I'm just going to show you all these very quickly now on their page. So here you can find more about the sapphire hair transplant in Turkey. If you know nothing about using sapphire blades and their benefits in terms of accuracy and quality, you can find more here, and they actually have a nice video that actually explains the whole process, which is just outstanding. Again, I recommend you read this page even if you're not intending to have a hair transplant with this clinic because it's that good. There's also some information about the OxyCure. So this is again a therapy that improves recovery and improves your outcome of results according to them. I don't think this is compulsory. I think this is something that is completely up to you. So once you just read this information here, then you can make a decision yourself. And this is a really neat feature that I like. They've got something called the hair graft calculator. And this is basically something that allows you to kind of estimate how many grafts you're going to need based on your current hair loss. And I'm just going to show you that at the moment. So if you go to where it says hair transplants and you go to near the bottom, hair graft calculator, and this is a really neat tool. So you just click on this picture here. For example, if I click on 2 and 3 and I highlight, so basically I'm bold, I'm just saying I'm bold at the front here and maybe a little bit at the middle. So here we go, I got there in the end. So basically I've told the hair graph calculator that I have hair loss kind of mid scalp and on the crown here, just like number 3 and number 4, and I've got 50% hair loss, and it kind of gave me an estimate of the number of grafts I will need, which is 1,250. I mean, it's not 100% precise, but it's just an interesting way to estimate how many grafts you might need. But a quick announcement: if you are thinking of going with this clinic, once you watch this video, you think, yeah, I'm going to give this clinic a go, then there's 2 ways you can do it. Number 1, you can go to the clinic yourself. You can email them yourself, completely fine. It's up to you. This is within your rights. So you can do the really smart thing, which is to contact me first and basically ask me to introduce you to the clinic, and you go through me. And I'm not being big-headed, that will bring some privileges. The first privilege is that I'll go through your case, I'll give you a plan, I will review your photos, then I'll put you forward to the clinic, and the clinic will know that you have come through me. If that sounds good to you, then my email, I'll leave it somewhere in the comments or description below. You can just get in touch with me and we'll get the ball rolling. Now let's cover cost, and this is really interesting because I've never seen a clinic in Turkey or anywhere else that actually take this approach, and I think this is a really innovative approach that might be the model for all clinics in the future. And they do something called package-based price. They don't do per graft. So if you're expecting this company to do you price per graft, it's not going to happen. And my contact told me that they have packages from 2,000 to 5,000 euros fixed. This is not affected by graph numbers, so you can have the 2,000 package and have 7,000 grafts done, and you can have the 5,000 euro package and have the same amount of grafts done. Potentially this is excellent news for some people because you can have an enormous number of grafts for a fixed price. You just know this before you go to the clinic, and this is just peace of mind rather than worrying about, oh my god, I need if I'm gonna have 5,000 grafts and each one is 5 euros, I'm gonna blow my budget. No worries, you know everything in advance. And they also have different things in terms of the packages, like the VIP package, which allows the surgeon to do everything. So if you like the surgeon to do everything from kind of opening the channels, the insertions, everything, then you go for this package and you have the surgeon's full attention from the first minute to the last minute of the procedure. Run through the before and after results, your favorite part, and this is the results on their page. There's some more results on their YouTube channel about Afro and women, and we'll go through that a bit later on. So let's quickly run through the ones on their website, and let's just look at the variation, the types of results they have. So for example, this guy is probably a Norwood 3, nothing severe. He's probably had his hairline straightened. This one is more kind of mid-scalp and crown work, and this one is quite severe, fairly severe hair loss, maybe Norwood 4, Virgin on 5, and the results are just amazing. I mean, this one especially is so natural. It really is. I mean, I would never think this guy's had a hair transplant. This one you might be able to tell, but this one is really, I'm really impressed with this. This one is also really, really good. This one is probably quite severe. This is maybe an Norwood 5 or above, and his donor hair was really good, so his final results is really, really excellent. And notice the ages, they're kind of mostly men in their 30s, so that's really useful to know. This one is again severe hair loss, maybe a Norwood 5 and above. Really good results, although it's not really as natural as say this guy. So going further down, when you get to about here, these ones are quite useful because it actually tells you how many months after the procedure are the photos taken. I like this result actually. This looks really, really natural, and this one is also good considering the amount of hair loss that he had. So a few things I'm gonna conclude from just going through these pictures. So my photo conclusions. So the first one is that they have clear experience with straight hair in terms of Caucasian hair, Middle Eastern hair, Asian hair. They have lots and lots of experience with this. They also have good experience with Norwood 5s and above, as in severe or kind of moderate to severe hair loss. Lots and lots of experience. But there's definitely some variation in the quality of the hairlines, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. So for example, this hairline here is just world class. It is terrific. This one is okay, but there's a couple of the hairlines that are just maybe a little bit too straight for me. Like this one here is just a little bit too straight. So there's obviously a variation in the skills of the surgeons in terms of creating the hairlines. But what is really consistent is the density. The density throughout in the pictures on their website is just outstanding. I mean, look at his density. Even when the client had severe baldness, the density is just excellent. This one is really, really impressed me because you can actually see this from above. I mean, this is quite advanced hair loss, and look at the final density. It's really, really good. Again, because I have contact with the clinic, I'm able to advise you on kind of the best hairline for you, and possibly the surgeons that did the work, so that you can really go into the clinic or approach the clinic with a clear strategy in mind. So this channel has a large contingent of people with Afro type hair. I'm always getting questions about, can you recommend us clinics in Turkey that do Afro-Caribbean hair types? And this clinic, they do Afro-Caribbean hair types, and they have some results. They're a little bit difficult to find. They're not on the main website, but when I contacted the guy at Vera Clinic, he pointed me to some results on their YouTube channel, and I'm just going to quickly go through these now. The one you can see now is a guy called Alex, I believe from Haiti, and he's had a really natural looking result. As you can see here, great density from where he started. And in one of the videos that you can find on Vera Clinic's channel, he talks about the procedure and how everything is gone. And it's hard to tell from the pictures because there's not really clear pictures of how he was before the procedure, but I think he was about a Norwood 4, maybe 5, so quite severe hair loss. But his final result is, two things I love about his final result. One is the density. The density is amazing. I don't know if he had good donor hair, but the density is just world class. And notice how they kept the hairline quite natural and high, which suits him really, really well. And on the channel, as you can see his 1 year transformation. So, as you can see, the growth wasn't really amazing in the first few months, but by the 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th month, the growth has really reached top peak levels. There's a couple more Afro results on the channel and on the website, I think, But these don't really focus on the results themselves, they're more about the procedure, but they're still quite useful to see what the journey will be like for you on the day of the procedure. I think there's one guy from Sudan who has had over 3,600 grafts, and there's another guy, I don't know where he's from or how many grafts he had, but these two procedures are really useful if you want to see how they work, how the clinic works, especially with Afro hair type. Now let's talk about how Vera Clinic does for women. I specifically asked this question to my contact in the clinic. I said, do you do women's hair transplants? And he said yes, and he even sent me some results. And here we're looking at one of the results, and I think this is a lady called Nadia. She had a really bubbly lady. She had both dental and hair transplants. So she had, you'll find a video for her dental work, like a Hollywood smile, all that. And she also had the hair transplant. It looks like she had her hairline lowered, that was the only thing, and thickened. And you can see in some of the pictures how it was before. It was quite thin and wispy, and you can see afterwards extremely thick, extremely dark, really stunning result. So clearly they have experience with doing women's hair transplants. Now let's have a look at the Google reviews. So when you come to Google and you type Vera Clinic, you see the Google reviews, and at the time of filming this video they had 935 Google reviews, an enormous amount of reviews. And if you just click on where it says Google reviews, it brings up the most recent reviews and everything, and you can sort them out. Normally I like to sort them out by most relevant, newest. I like to have a look at the newest, so that this tells you what the recent reviews are like, and I've been through this already for you. And I also like to look at the lowest reviews. So these are people who are kind of unhappy, and I've actually counted this so that I know exactly how many 1-star reviews they've had in the last, well, ever since the reviews have been up. And here is the summary of what I found. So the first thing to say is why I think Google reviews are the most authentic. By far, they're even more authentic, I think, than Amazon reviews. And the reason is Google have very smart algorithms to get rid of kind of fake reviews and all that stuff. I mean, so as we said, they have 934 reviews to date. Average is 4.8 stars out of 5, which is basically in the world-class region. And you can't really have 934 reviews and have 4.8 stars on Google without being a decent clinic. It's just impossible. So I counted, because remember the reviews are mixed between all the different procedures that they do. I counted the hair transplant ones, and they have just 3 1-star reviews. So that basically 3 unhappy hair transplant clients, which is expected. There's no clinic in the world that can claim that they have 100% satisfaction. It's just not going to happen. Some reviews are for other procedures. So remember, they do dental work and body work. So you have to I had to work through the reviews to basically find out which ones are actually hair transplants. And this clinic has a big following abroad, as in kind of in non-English speaking countries. So a lot of the reviews are translated, and the clinic have really good engagement in terms of they respond with actual sentences on the Google reviews. Now let's have a look at the Trustpilot summary for Vera Clinic. I don't place as much importance on the Trustpilot reviews as the Google for the reasons I explained before. And they have 501 reviews at the time of this review, 97% excellent, 484 out of 501 reviews. So that puts them in the world-class region of over 95%. They have 1% great reviews, so just one step down from excellent. That's 6 out of 501, and they have 11 bad reviews out of 501, which puts them at 2%. And we say anything below 10% bad reviews is good. And if you look to the right here, you'll see that they last replied to a negative review in June 2021, so last month, and they typically reply to 2 out of 3 negative reviews, so they have very good engagement. You can go through the reviews here, and the ones I like are the ones that show long-term results. So this one here shows 10 months. He's saying he's very happy after 10 months. So it's quite useful. The Trustpilot reviews are not as useful as the Google ones, but you can go and have a look at them as well. If you remember, I told you that I made contact with the clinic and I grilled them. I sent them some really detailed questions, which they've answered in full. And one of my questions focused on who does the procedure, on the day of the procedure, who's actually involved, who's in the room. And they told me very clearly that they have a team of obviously surgeons and experienced nurses and trichologists. Trichologists are people who are trained in treating and looking after hair and scalp. So they told me the most vital parts of the procedure, specifically opening the channels, are done by the surgeon, regardless of which package you pick. So if you pick the cheapest package or the most expensive package, this does not change. The surgeon does the most vital parts, which is opening the channels and other parts as well. But choosing the package allows you more control. So if you want the surgeon to do everything, as in the surgeon to do everything from the minute you walk into the room to the minute you leave, there's a package that allows you to do that. And this kind of choice is really excellent. I've never seen it in a Turkish clinic. Actually, I might have seen it with Asmed as well, but this is fairly unique still. And I also asked them about the experience with mega sessions. So for example, people want to have say 3,000 grafts and above in one sitting, and they said yes, they have experience with mega sessions, which I expected, because if you look at the results that we've seen, they have lots of experience with people who are severely bald, node 5 and above. So this is something I expected. So in conclusion, what do I think about this clinic? Well, let's put all the positives in a pile. So we have a really world-class website with world-class information. We have over 934 reviews on Google, an average rating of 4.8 stars. We've got all these Trustpilot reviews. We've got all these results published on their website and on their YouTube channel. We have the fact that they're the only clinic who've answered all the difficult questions I asked them before doing this review. And of course, the fact that they've been around for 8 years, and obviously no clinic hangs around for 8 years. If it's a really poor clinic, it will just eventually shut very, very quickly. Of course, the way they do their cost, the fact that the cost is not per grafts, it's a packaged cost, and the fact that they give you the option of having the surgeon do all your procedures up front, which no other clinic in Turkey does. Put all this information together, and I can say that all the clinics I've reviewed so far on this channel, this one is the most impressive. This is the one that has the complete package. Of course, no clinic is suitable for every single person in every single scenario. So if you are thinking of going to this clinic and you're still kind of on the fence, not haven't decided yet, then drop me an email. I've left my email address below, and I'll happily look at your case and help you decide. I hope this video has been useful to you. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments below and I'll answer it as soon as possible. Take care, see you soon.